All right, it's July 12th, and we're gonna take a garden video. She's tired, even though she didn't do anything today. It's just warm. So, I'm gonna try my best to keep everything up and not at the ground. So, there was a San Marzano there, and it's way over there in the trash heap in our trailer because it was doing blossom end rot, and that is because we had a giant heat wave, and for whatever reason I apparently did not water that one enough, and then I overwatered it, so it caused all the blossoms to just produce crap like, come on Stell, like this. So I have to pick these two off too. I missed a couple. Blossom end rot. But this actual San Marzano here, oops, sorry Stell, didn't get totally bad for some reason, so like we still have a lot of good tomatoes on here. I did not get rid of this plant, so there's just a few. I probably have to weed out a few more, but that's what happens when you have extreme heat. The rest of the potted ones are doing good, but it's fine because it gives a little bit more sunlight access to the Kajari melons, which are getting huge, and my giant zucchini plant. I don't know if you see that. Woo. And then we have the German lunchbox, which is taller than me. And we got the other tomato plant back there. There's some big beefsteak ones on there. They turn yellow and they have a red center. Look how big those are. Those are gonna be good. Very excited for some good BLTs. The cucumber plants starting to vine up. Can't wait for those. Those are the Shimshon and then the straight aids. The Shimshons are on the right, straight aids on the left. We have all the pepper plants. There's so many peppers on here. I'm not going to zoom in. You can see those little ones there, but they're all over. Yeah, there's tons of peppers. You can see that. And we have some melons growing up the trellises and kind of everywhere. So these are midget cantaloupes. They're called Minnesota midget cantaloupes. And then these are, we're gonna see, but some are watermelons and some are called Oliver's Pearl Cluster or a different variety. I can't even remember what I planted when I got impatient, but you can see the watermelon leaf over there. So I know there are watermelons in here. And then there's another kind. So that'll be interesting. Maybe I'll get a cross-pollination. Me still? All right. Come on, Stell. So my hibiscus bushes are huge. Like literally huge. They're almost as tall as me and they're gonna flower soon. I don't know if you see these. The blooms are gonna be massive. They're usually bigger than your hand. So just the beginning, but it's gonna be pretty over here. Let's see, what else do we got, Stelly? I have a lot of weeding to do, as you can see. Not in the garden, because I have the cedar chips, but all along the side, I gotta weed that. All little weeds. That's annoying. Not in there, though. So, pro tip, cedar chips keep the weeds down, and they help hold the moisture in, and they don't rot. I'm sorry that you can see the little doodad over here holding my camera. I'm not going to readjust it right now. We have the yarrow and all the random tiger lilies and stuff. The rescue miniature lilac bush is no longer a rescue. She's established. So that's good. And I think that she might flower again. So that's exciting. Some of this stuff, it was so hot and it's not been watered properly, so some of this stuff was frying out, but I think it will reblossom. Looks like some of it's reblossoming. The candy tuft, garden phlox, creeping phlox, and then dianthus coming back. Come on, honey. An exciting part, my columnar apple trees. The deer lobbed the top off of that one, so it'll never get as tall as this one, but we have apples. And there's some, you can kind of see them. Maybe not on the video. I'm terrible at this. I can see them, but I don't know if you can see them. They're like right close to that. There you go, right? See those apples? There's apples. Little butts of the apples. So, I'm feeling pretty good about that because for a while I was like, they're never gonna have fruit. And this is my random chaos. So I had snapdragons in here last year and they reseeded themselves, which is a good thing because my perennials are kind of going poof. And it looks a little crazy and wild, but I don't care. Same thing over there. I'm not going to walk through this area because Stella took a big dump yesterday. I don't want to walk through it. Right, Stella? That's the area over there. I'm not going to go over there right now. Just the welcome area, a lot of hostas. Alright, come on, baby bear. She's taking it slow. She's like, oh, I would like to go for a walk. It's too hot though. Alright, the backyard area. I just trimmed up the tomato plants back here because they were getting so ridiculous. So, I mean, they still look pretty ridiculous, but they're pretty cool. They're just not as ridiculous as they were. So all that is herbs, oregano, 2 kinds, thyme, 2 kinds. It's Italian oregano, Greek oregano, English thyme, and French thyme. They all taste the same as far as I'm concerned. There's basil in between the 2 plants, marigolds. These are gold medal tomatoes. These are Alice's Dreams. There's, see them? They should be pretty good. They'll take a little while, but they'll be good. There's big cluster under there. Those will be good eating. The German lunchbox. So we got tomatoes all around on here. They grow in clusters like this. I did cut off a lot just because they were getting so insane. And then this is the German pink. And just my giant rosemary plant, the lavender, the hostas, the weigela bushes, the I don't know how to say it, ageratum. It attracts monarchs. It's over there. And if you caught my monarchs doing it video, it does attract them. So little daisies, and then all over there. Come on, Stelly. Come on. Come on. Neighbors are having a pool day. Giant catnip, forever catnip bush that lives throughout winter. These are the Sheboygan paste tomato, which there's tons all over. So you can see them everywhere. I just can't wait for tomatoes. Roma, lots of tomatoes coming. And then this is like just the funnest plant ever. It's called a Rapunzel tomato. And like, look at these trellises. There's so many. Like, what? There's like at least a dozen on each shoot. So that's exciting. They're all over it. The rose bushes are kind of getting ready to put on their next flush. I just went and trimmed up a bunch of them. I noticed I missed a few duds, but they're pretty. And when they put on their next flush of flowers, I'll have to make sure I do that. The white African marigolds are gorgeous as always. I like them as opposed to, you know, the traditional orange Cracker Jacks. it's just, sorry for the moving too fast. They're just different and they're really pretty. They look like pom-poms. There's actually two varieties here. They're both African marigolds. One's just a little bit more yellow and dwarf size, and then that is a little taller and whiter. So very pretty. Little baskets and plant pots. This thing's just like insane. My leaf greenstock planter, there's just herbs all over the bottom, and some of them have gone to flower. There's catnip, parsley, cilantro, all the stuff, but it's like I need to get in here and cut stuff. There's beans, there's lettuce. I've already gotten rid of a bunch of lettuce because it's too hot. Beans, lettuce. The rose bush that the deer ate is coming back. This is a giant dill plant that planted itself in. I'm letting it go to seed, probably against my better judgment, because the seeds are probably going to just spread everywhere. But it's cool. So I'm leaving it. And you can see the tomatoes created a fence. Nice privacy with the tomatoes, huh? All the petunias, more roses. Vinca, there's a little rose over there, dianthus, my green stalk. I did take out the Mizuna because we just didn't know what to do with it, and it was kind of gross. But there's bell peppers, basil, all kinds of basil, herbs, beans. See the peppers. Micro tomato plants. Beans, peppers. You can kind of see it. Sorry, my mom's on the phone, so I'll keep this short. The flowers are really cool, though. Like our flower alley. Woo! Party. These I did from seed, all these petunias, and they're so cool. Like, look at those. Woo! Woo! They look like ballerina skirts. My mom keeps all these geranium plants over winter, so like that's why they're so huge. But like that thing's massive. I wish I could, let's see, my foot. Like it's a massive geranium plant. So if you want to save your geraniums, just do it, and I can tell you how. And then this is my baby. It's my lemon bush. Stella, get out of there. There's a lot of lemons on here. They're all over. I mean, it's so cool. They're everywhere. I mean, dozens and dozens of lemons. So I'm hoping by the end of summer we'll have a lot of lemons. It'd be cool to make lemonade, or I mean, at least squirt like some fresh homegrown lemon over a fish fry. Wouldn't that be great? But this is my tomato plant that I think is dying. Trying to bring it back in the shade. But other than that, that's the garden tour. A lot of lushness, a lot of greenness. So everybody have a great Sunday.